Hey, what's up everybody? It's Coach, and I'm going to show you how to print and paint Shanty Town. Okay, so a while ago I brought a mat that's like a shattered wasteland. And what I always wanted to do was a post-apocalyptic, cursed earth terrain setting to go with the mat, and I thought it would be good for certain games like for Judge Dredd or 40K or anything like that. Just something post-apocalyptic. So what I did was, with the 3D printer, I found on Thingiverse a guy who has a whole set of these models, which is called Shanty Town, and that's why we're calling this Shanty Town. So I'll put the link in the description below. He's got a lot of cool stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I printed this and painted this. Alright, so here is the Shantytown that I printed up. Nice and sturdy. It's got a different two sides to each one. There's some bricks, there's some barrels, and a drape and whatnot. So what I want to do is put them together. Now if you notice, they have two holes on the side, and I'm going to build a square. Alright, now the problem is how I'm going to keep that together. I don't think glue is going to do it. Now, I was reading some things on this guy's site, and it was saying that you should use like paper clips or hooks and stuff, but I decided to do something else, and I'm going to stick into the holes. So I looked at the holes, and I said they got to be about the same size as a toothpick. So I took the toothpicks, and I used them to sturdy up the corners. So now take a toothpick and just cut them in half. I'm not a scientist, I didn't measure it out, I just kind of eyeballed it. And what I noticed is that they all fit together pretty good. What you got to do is dry fit it. Never put stuff together that you're going to glue together in a joint or something like that without dry fitting it. Any model that you use, make sure you dry fit it. I've done it the other way. I've learned the hard way that you shouldn't be doing that. Just tamp them in, nice and easy. I don't want to go too hard because then you break the toothpicks. There you go. Trying to pick a side that would fit and where it would look. That's just a personal preference. So if you do print these up and you get what you get, just choose any side you like that looks good. Alright, dry fitting complete. Let's glue it up. I like to use Gorilla Gel. For me, it works the best. You can use whatever you want, but I would suggest use something strong. Now, foreshadowing ahead, I've had this for a while, been using it in games and stuff, and the Gorilla Glue has held out with this toothpick structure, so it's pretty strong and pretty safe. And then the overhang, whatever's left, you just clip off later. But I let it dry and just kept like that. Okay, clip off the ends when you're done. Alright, now that we got it all glued up, let's throw some paint. I use a nice cheap for terrain. I get like Martha Stewart or Apple Barrel, something like that. It's got pretty good coverages. So now I'm going to do is paint all the silver, paint all the things that I want brass or whatever, just to make it look like a junkyard. I'm not too concerned with how it looks or how neat I'm going to be with it because, at this point it doesn't really matter. Alright, the next thing to do is put in the bricks. I got a red brick from Reaper that I love. It's like a rust brown. and for whatever reason, it looks like brick. So this is going to take a little time, a little tedious. What I would suggest is just get a good brush with a good point and just go to town on the bricks and see how nice it looks when you're doing the individual bricks. Now, like I said, take your time, but it's definitely worth it in the end. All right, there's a little concrete piece on the bottom, but I think it's looking pretty decent. All right, next thing, we start to weather it up. So here's some of the different colors that I put in. You know, you gotta wash with some stuff to give it that old look. I don't want it to look shiny and new. This has been around or something that you've scavenged to put together. It's kind of like you're living at Fred Sanford's house and grabbing some junk and whatnot, and you're going to make it into a lean-to or something. So I look at it as a place that's kind of shanty, but withstand an enemy attack or be able to defend some stuff. So it's not going to be perfect, but it's what you got, and you're going to make the best of it. All right, this is one of my favorite things. I take some riser rust and I water it down in a bottle cap over there, and I just go to town. And you can make it as rusty as you want. What's great about it too is I know when it goes on, it looks very, very, very orange, but it'll kind of, when it dries, it comes off there. You can see a little bit starting to go and starting to look like rust. And then there's little holes and things that look like it was rusted through. I like to put a lot more on there just to make it look like something's happening. See, that little hole looks like it rusted through. I like putting a lot more riser in there. Alright, so here's one of the roofs done. I put some of the copper on there and some bronze just to make it look the way it looks now. And you can see that the riser rust really gets to, when it dries, it looks okay. It doesn't look too bad. Now what I'm doing is taking some of that nihilic oxide. This is what I use. You can use whatever you want, but here's what I do. Put a little bit in there, and then here's the secret. Put a little bit of water in it and water it down because it's so strong as it is. And from here, I'll just put it wherever on the, not the silver parts, but the bronze and the golds and things like that, when you get a consistency you want, and just mix it up. I like the way this looks. To me, it looks like nice sun-baked, weathered copper or whatever the stuff that you would use, and it fills in pretty good. It gives it a little chalky appearance, but like it's been, like I said, out in the sun for a long time. With this one, as opposed to the riser rust, I think less is more. So, you know, cover it, give it a good thin coating, but don't go too crazy, because I tended to go crazy at the beginning, and it would really cover up the metal parts. And you got to create a symbiotic relationship between the two colors. You know, I'm starting to work with some verdigris paints, like the cheap stuff, and it works pretty good, but I gotta tell you, the GW stuff is great, man. I do like it. It's already here, as long as you water it down. And it's really, comes to a matter of preference. Alright, here's the whole thing done. You know, put on what you want. I think it came out pretty good. So next I'm going to go into putting the rust onto the structure itself. Alright, and this you can go town with. I don't know, less is more, more is less. That's up to you. You know, I really wanted to make this like this was in bad shape here. I would just suggest you use an old crappy brush, because it's gonna, for some reason, this stuff always destroys the brushes. All right, so here is the Shanty Town that I printed up. It's really happy with it. If you notice, these are kind of like these walkways. Here is the Shanty Town village itself. These walkways are here. I don't know what they are. Maybe they were defenses or whatnot. These bridges actually are really cool. Just print them up and you can use them any way you want. Linking them together. If you see here, there's a connector, so you can make any configuration you want. I really enjoy it. What's nice too is I didn't put the roofs on, so it's fully functional. So you can come in through here, and you could use, you know, the objectives inside. We played a game where we put an objective inside. You had to get into the building. So I think it's awesome. It's good with the minis. I'm really happy with this set. This is just, you know, we're at about a 4x4 table here. Put some shrubbery in here, put some extra scatter terrain, and it'll look good. This is a good wasteland. You see we've got the Judge Dredd minis on here. This would be a good cursed earth scenario, or it goes great with the mat. I'm really happy with it, and like you see in the video, the painting was really easy. Just, you know, throwing some paint, weather it a little bit, and I think it looks really great. I'm really happy with it. Okay, so another great thing that you can do is with this is maybe you could stack these up into different levels. So, you know, some kind of shanty there, maybe that, and some kind of ladder or something like that there, and, you know, moving around or whatever, or maybe make a bridge from this one to this one here. You know, it's pretty limitless. You know, we can go really high and stuff. The more you print, the more you can do. What I like about it, it's very versatile, where you can stack stuff and move it around. There's really no limit to what you can do. It's just your imagination. You know, you can make whatever you want. So I think it's great. You know, and what I like, it's sturdy, where the models can go on it and they won't really move around too much. So, you know, I think it's great. I really like this set of printed terrain. So if you like this video, please like it, comment down below. We get the conversation started. We also have a Patreon page, helps us do videos like this. But like I said, thank you again, and I'll see you in the next video.